Here we go again. We all have our own routines. We all have a set schedule that we follow. For example, most of you guys woke up this morning, drove into the office for work. You'll do that every morning this week. There's very little change in your schedule Monday through Friday. Most of us have the same daily routine. We wake up, brush your teeth, take a shower, get your coffee, go on about your day. Wash, rinse, repeat. Routine. Routine is one of, if not the only thing that us normal people have in common with the mainstream media. However, the media routine is a little bit different. They wake up in the morning, they roll over to pull their toothbrush out of inflatable Iris's bongo. They bypass the daily shower. Unless, of course, it's Woke Bath Wednesday. In that case, they head down to the community shower to share a nice bath with the others. Instead of coffee, they enjoy a nice glass of Don's lemonade. Then, depending on the time of year, they begin crafting their latest piece of propaganda, or they start looking for something to offend them. For example, during the month of Woke Christmas in June, they create these wonderful fairy tales about children having the time of their lives, attending these exciting shows at the Shag and Dragon. During the month of March, they highlight scary stories of women being oppressed. Join us as we share the harrowing story of Rachel Levine being mistaken for a man. We explain the deep pain of misgendering and its long-term effects on a male birthing person trying to get pregnant. From September through December, the primary focus of the mainstream media is on the NFL. They look for anything associated with the league, anything to offend them. We are 7 weeks into the regular season, and not 1 week has gone by without fake outrage in the mainstream media. Terry Bradshaw, Tua, Troy Aikman, Al Michaels. Sometimes we're treated to the woke whopper. We get 2 cases of fake outrage in the same week. Week 7 was one of those special weeks. We started week 7 with a well-prepared mythical misogyny mocha courtesy of Al Michaels. Looks like we're going to end week 7 with a nice mythical racism rum. Unless, of course, something happens tonight on Monday Night Football. Troy Aikman, he might slip up and say something like, his hands didn't secure the ball, and get accused of being homophobic. Yesterday morning, the Washington Woke, they held a ceremony for their dwindling fan base to celebrate and honor legends from the past. It was a sentimental day, a day spent remembering the good times when the team was called the Redskins and actually won football games. The Snyder family, they invited Art Monk, Doug Williams, and Mark Rypien to be part of the ceremony. This was meant to be a day to bring everyone together, put all the bullshit aside, and celebrate the legends of this franchise. Right now, Washington is in the midst of a raging dumpster fire. As you guys know, this time of year, WNBA dumps shut down for what they like to call spring cleaning. They light fire to the dumps, torching everything inside, and start fresh again in May, hoping the new dump will attract actual people instead of rodents. The problem is, the WNBA dump in Washington, they didn't control the burn. The fire spread to the NFL franchise in town, which is also a dump. The Snyder family, they have been the focus of controversy all year. Hell, Dan Snyder is one of the most hated owners in all of sports. He's under congressional investigation for his mistreatment of employees. There's pressure on Roger Goodell and other NFL owners to force Dan Snyder to sell the team. Shit ain't good right now in Washington. But yesterday morning, they wanted to put all that negativity aside to celebrate the legends of the past with their fan base. But you just knew. Normal people could not have a celebration without the shitfucks in the mainstream media trying to ruin it. Dan Snyder did not host the event for obvious reasons. Instead, his wife Tanya was the host. She recognized the 3 men I mentioned earlier for their contributions to the franchise. Fans in attendance were cheering after each name was called, while shitfucks in the mainstream media were actively listening, waiting for something to be said that would give them an excuse to display their fake outrage. Sam Fortier from the Washington Post was in attendance. He had his cucumber in one hand, his woke phone in the other. He was recording the speech, hoping to hear the words that would launch his cucumber into stiffy mode, hoping to hear something that he could present to his fellow virgins at the community circle jerk. You know the words I'm talking about. You know the words he was listening for. Diversity, equity, inclusion, unity, rainbow, bongo, Orange Man bad. Tanya Snyder saw him in the crowd. and she knew exactly which R word would give him a classic case of roid rage. See if you can catch it. Watch for yourself.
Look at this group here. Now I'd like to welcome on the stage the three legends that you all know very well. Art Monk, Doug Williams, and Mark Rypien. Hail to the Redskins, and let's beat Green Bay.
When I first saw that banner in the background, I thought they were announcing another name change. I thought they had finally came to their senses and were renaming the team to the Legends, which would be a hell of a lot better than the fucking Commanders. But anyway, did you guys catch the R word? Did you catch the word that sent the media into fake outrage? This birthing person said Redskins! That is a direct violation of the woke commandments! That word is listed in the dictionary as being offensive! I'm not kidding. That is exactly what the nerdy virgin Mike Florio said. This intolerable shitfuck actually said the term Redskins is a dictionary-defined slur. In what dictionary is that considered to be a slur? I am sure it's considered a slur in the woke dictionary, but I didn't see anyone offended in that crowd yesterday. All I heard was them cheering. You know who else isn't offended by it? Native Americans. The Washington Post conducted a poll. The Washington Post, one of the wokest rags in the country, they conducted a poll. They asked 1,000 Native Americans if they were offended by the Washington Redskins. 90% said no. You know who is offended by it? Apologizers of white privilege like Mike Florio and Max Kellerman. The pastor at Woke United Methodist, Jalen Rose. I refuse to use that term. I also refuse to say Mount Rushmore. My favorite mountain is Brokeback Mountain. I'm still trying to figure out what value Mike Florio brings to NFL coverage. This guy is completely useless. He makes his living covering the NFL. This is how he feeds his family. And all Mike Florio does is constantly denigrate the league. He calls himself an NFL analyst. This dude's like the male version of Mina Kimes. He's obsessed with stats. I forced myself this morning to read a few of his articles. There's absolutely no substance to it. It's just a bunch of meaningless numbers with no explanation. Christian McCaffrey only touched the ball once in the fourth quarter. Well, yeah, no shit. The Niners were getting their ass kicked. Why risk injury to him when you've already lost the game? The only thing Mike Florio is qualified to analyze is the woke wiener competition. Every July 4th, when the rest of us are watching the hot dog eating contest, Mike Florio is analyzing it. Ooh, look at how Joey Chestnut devours that wiener. He's my favorite because his name includes nut. I can't say this enough. Stats are absolutely meaningless in the NFL. The only stat that matters is wins and losses. KC, it's Mina Kimes. I have to correct you here. Wins and losses are not a quarterback stat. Yeah. Okay, Mina, go tell that to Lamar Jackson this offseason when he's negotiating his new contract. Now, Mike Florio, he's not the only male birthing person outraged by Tanya Snyder's use of the mythical R word. Headline at Yahoo Sports, Tanya Snyder conjures banished nickname. Wasn't a nickname, it was the team's name for like 6 decades. Headline at the Associated Woke, hell to the who? Tanya Snyder drops Commanders for old name. Doug Williams did not play for the Commanders. Mark Rypien, he didn't win Super Bowls for the Commanders. They played for the Redskins. Now, I'm not in the business of defending the Snyder family. I'm not too familiar with their case or the controversy surrounding them. What I do know, they are another classic example of what happens when you bend over and take the woke cucumber. The Kansas City Chiefs stood up to the bullshit, refused to change their name. Same with the Atlanta Braves. Dan Snyder folded to the pressure, changed the name of one of the cornerstone franchises in the NFL. Look at what's happened to him since. He is a constant target in the mainstream media. He's under investigation. He's being pressured to sell the franchise. But I will give him a little bit of credit here. After drying his tears, Mike Florio reached out to the Guardians asking if Tanya Snyder really said the word Redskins. I know I saw and heard this on video, but my ears are full of cucumber seeds. I just want to confirm. Did Tanya Snyder really say... Did she really say the R word? A spokesperson for the Guardians responded, yes, she did. We were celebrating our legends. Fuck off. No manufactured apology, no trying to cover up this violation of the woke commandments. Just a pure admission. Good for them. Even the shitfucks on Twitter were not offended by this. The only people that were offended were the ones wearing a press pass around their neck. This just goes to show you how little influence the mainstream media has left. If this had happened, 2 or 3 years ago, it would be trending on Twitter. Comment sections on media sites would be filled with lonely men agreeing with every word. But when it happens today, no one listens, no one cares. The mainstream media has lost all their influence, and they know it. The article I referenced from Mike Florio, it has just 10 comments. 10 comments! This dude's affiliated with NBC and can barely get anyone to respond to his fake outrage. Let me know what you guys think. Tanya Snyder references the Washington Redskins, stoking fake outrage in the mainstream media. Has the media lost all their influence? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, kc_btl84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.